Now this is interesting because it's gonna, okay, I have cranked it up. Very obvious. You guys loved the Autool fuel injector tester, so they sent me out their smoke machine. Let's show you guys how to use it today, and I'm gonna check this thing out for the first time. Let's not waste no time. Let's get this thing set up. Now, just so you guys know, Autool did essentially send me this for free to review. I was a really big fan of their fuel injector tester, so I'm really excited to see how this works. All right, very first thing we're gonna do is assemble this hook, hang it from our hood. All right, very first step is we're gonna go ahead and connect our positive and ground. They actually just include these alligator clips, as most of the time you're just gonna be using this on your vehicle. There is not a wall plug-in with this specific kit. However, honestly, I don't think you really need it. I see myself possibly dragging this along to the racetrack where I'm not gonna have outlets. So being able to just connect this to my tow rig, be a pretty nice feature. So let's go ahead and connect this. Okay, so they don't include mineral oil or smoke oil with the kit. So I'm a little out of breath. I just had to ride my bike to Kroger to get this, but filling this is gonna be pretty simple. All we're gonna do is remove this cap. It's got a little warning label on it. It says to go ahead and fill it with at least 20 milliliters. So I've got about 30. There's actually a cap on the cap, so make sure you take that off and don't be a big dummy like I was. Honestly, right now, initial impressions, I am kind of impressed with the quality here. This cap is aluminum, this cap is aluminum. This one right here is plastic, but I don't really think that's at the end of the world, but you can tell, man, they've actually put some effort into this. And all of the additional pieces came in these labeled bags. They're actually like pretty nice. And it actually states on here, from the date of receipt, we provide a 3-year warranty for the main unit, and all additional accessories are covered by a 1-year warranty, which is going to be these plastic caps, your fill bottle. I don't know about the cables, but I'm assuming this is the 3-year warranty, which is nice because this is going to be the expensive part. Most of this other stuff you can probably just buy parts at the auto parts store to use. All right, so we've essentially got a little compression fitting on here on the back, so we're going to take the nut off, slip it over our small cone smoke hose, and this is going to be working with our other components to, you know, allow it to adapt to different systems. So we're going to slip this over, and then we're going to shove this onto this barbed connection here. Now, with this conical hose, we can actually use multiple different connections. For most standard cars, this larger connector will actually slip together, and then this will work. But if you've got like an irregular inlet, which I don't really know what that would be, you have this. This is an inflatable bladder, which will take the shape of whatever you could possibly need it to. We are not using this one today. We're gonna move on. I have a thing for using excessively large extensions. Don't ask me why. Now, what you guys should be noticing is my MAF sensor's right here. My intake is on this side of this tube connection, and I'm gonna go between the two. Okay, so the conical piece that comes in the kit actually barely fits my intake. It slips over really nice and snug. So Nissan VQ40, it's about as big as you can go, and then after that, you gotta break out that bladder. Then we're just gonna connect our barb fitting to the adapter, and I think we're ready to fire this thing up. All right, so in my Nissan's current state, I am fairly confident we do not have a leak. So I am gonna try to do the pressure test first, and then after that, I will induce a failure, and we will turn on the smoke machine. Okay, red to black, black to red. Okay, now these alligator clips are a little small for my Xteris battery terminal, but I think I've got it on there. Let's check it out. Oh, we got power. Turn down all the way.
It appears my Hollyland mic is too good at eliminating background noise. So the pump is running right now. You just can't hear it. It's not crazy loud though.
Oh, dude, check that out. Okay. Okay, I have cranked it up. It looks like it needs a minute to really kind of get things going. All right, this thing's pretty sick. Okay. Let's dial this thing back. Okay, so I think I've got it figured out. Essentially, this is gonna be your main connection. We've already talked about that. What you're gonna do is you're gonna turn on your air, and that'll essentially just start building air pressure. You can turn up your flow rate with this left knob. Okay, so I've got it plugged back in. We are gonna turn on the air mode, and then I'm just gonna give it some flow. Now this is interesting because it's gonna, okay, so I was stating that it's gonna have to build pressure, and the gauge was actually not reading anything yet, and then it popped my coupling off. Now, like I said, this actually does barely fit, so I guess we're going to grab the bladder. Put the bladder in there. I don't know how much this thing can inflate, so I really hope I don't burst it. Okay, well, I filled up the bladder. I don't really know how much to fill it, so we're just gonna go ahead and connect our hose again. Okay, so we are officially at 1 PSI. It has taken probably about 30 seconds. I don't think this is something that you're really gonna wanna try to check, like a 15, 20 PSI boost leak. I'll put how long on the screen it's been running to reach 2 PSI. It has taken a decent amount of time. Personally, I don't think I'm going to use this to test a 15 PSI-ish boost leak on a, turbocharged car. That being said, this is a 4-liter V6 from Nissan. We've got variable intake runners and all kinds of other fancy stuff. So this does have a decent amount of volume to fill. We've got a decent sized factory intake on here. So, it does have a torque cut out for it. Cool. So let's relieve the pressure. I don't know how to relieve the pressure. I'm going to do... Okay, don't deflate the bladder. Okay, so now we are going to put the bladder back in. I'm going to induce a known leak, and then we're going to test the smoke machine. Okay, so I've just created an obvious leak path. I'm going to go ahead and fire up the smoke machine. We're then going to feed it the smoke, and I'm going to see if you guys can tell where it's leaking from. All right, so we've just powered the machine back on. I'm going to turn on my smoke. I've definitely got airflow. I'm seeing just a very fine mist of smoke. It's just building up. Okay. All right. So I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to grab a camera. I'm going to show you guys. Let me get this leak. Oh, yeah. That's very obvious. So you guys can see right where our leak is coming from. I'm going to shut this thing down. That is pretty cool, dude. The best part about all this is that was super obvious. So that is super cool. No residue in this pipe. That's good. If you guys want to pick this up, I'm going to put a link down below to this specific unit, as well as another unit that's a little bit more affordable, but still has the internal pump. If you guys are anything like me, I don't have an air pump here to power these things. So all in all, thank you Autool very much for sending this thing out to me. I like this thing just as much as my fuel injector tester. Thanks for watching. Follow to see the hybrid Renesis build.